different types of portals. Oh, let me hit accept 1 second. Greetings. Thank you all for joining us.
Greetings.
All right, so let's talk about portals, Anikiko.
Oh my goodness.
They-
Let's go for sure. Let's go. What if well, where do we begin? I think over the last, well, firstly, just a little heads up. This is our eighth interview and chat and connect, and it's been really amazing to just watch the change over the time of the last year of what's gone on in the collective and how much we've all, gathered together and moved so much forward. I've noticed my background is as 25 years in energy work as a kinesiologist, and kind of seeing what happens on a really biochemical level with the body and what happens when you're working with energy. And I think when we're talking about portals, something that I've noticed, I've seen this before, Ismael, but I've seen it more so in the last couple of months, where we might use time and space in the current dimension that we're in. We might use time and space to access portals outside of ourselves that we see, and you've got experience with this, right? You've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
And we go through other dimensions and use the specific time in the 3D that on one level, we actually, as we know, time has been manipulated. Time is not really what we think, but it's sort of like a meeting point, or kind of like a thing that we can agree to, saying we'll meet at this particular time and space to create this result. So on one level, we've really gone outside of ourselves to access portals outside. But of late, what's so exciting to me is that I've seen in sessions with clients, these portals are actually you and your cell. It is you. So I think what we're talking about today is that the concept and the possibility that you are the portal. And so
Absolutely.
Tell me, what do you think about that? I'll tell you a little bit more about what it looks like on my end, but I'd love to hear what you think about that, Ismael.
Well, there are different types of portals. I definitely agree that we are portals. I mean, think about all the 300 something minor chakras and the 7 major chakras in and of itself as portals to different levels of consciousness and awareness, right? Each chakra accesses a different state. Now, when you think of portals, you think of this like hole opening up, right, in the fabric of time and space that allows access from one point of reality or from one part of locality to another part of locality. But portals could be multiple things. Portals could also be your way or our way of expressing ourselves in a different level of consciousness beyond the beta brain state. When we go into higher delta or even perhaps gamma, if we could reach that level. I mean, what we're doing is we're opening up different levels of awareness through our own inner portals. And so when you think about portals, I think of the concept of how a particle, or how everything in existence according to quantum physics, is both a particle and a wave. You could access through entanglement, right? Everything's interconnected, and you could access any part of the universe or the cosmos by becoming one with the wave and ceasing to be a particle. Because most people think that our souls are encased in our bodies, but when I've come to discover, or our minds, is that it's actually part of the field. It's part of the this living field that is all around us. Our souls are actually connected, in our brains, our minds, whatever you want to call it, are part of that unified field. There is no location to ourselves. The fact that we think that our minds are locked within this skull is an illusion. Our mind is the unified field. And when you start thinking in terms of that, you could achieve the impossible. You could achieve anything. You could remote view, right? You
Exactly.
could astro travel, among other abilities that we're capable of doing. By what? By shifting our consciousness from this individual state of being a particle to the wave form. So yes, definitely, each and every single one of us is a portal.
I love that. And that really reflects what I've been seeing. And I think as well, when we talk about waves, let's also connect that, there is an audio wave. There's actual, audio that we can hear. There's also a light wave and like a frequency wave. So when you're talking about wave, you're meaning frequency, right? It's not necessarily something you hear or see, because there's so many more waveforms that we don't yet perceive through our current senses, like visually or auditory system. What I think is also very fascinating is that I've found some research. Well, let me just show you what I've been seeing. I've actually been seeing through the sessions, and again, as I said, like the background is 25 years of kinesiology, right? So like some 12,000 sessions later, there's things that I've automatically download or see about the body and patterns in the physical body that show up that kind of indicate to me what's going on. And we have certain joints, and what I also think that it's also where we gather stem cells, right? So one of the things that I see is through the stem cells and the major joints of the body, like here, the shoulders, also here around a very powerful energy center, which is your voice, which is when we put sound or word to intention. That's one of the most powerful things I believe we have that actually makes a dent in the universe. So it's obviously with your I am words, whatever they are, whatever follows, because it's like your DNA stands up like a soldier to fulfill, right? It's like the military, right? It's just like thousands and millions of troops inside the DNA. When you say I am, whatever follows, the DNA goes, oh, this is what they said. This is what we got to do. This is what we got to replicate. And so it's in here, in these major joints of the body, in the hips, in the jaw. Also here, back out here, I've seen like little pockets of light opening. And so when we have like in the sessions, it's almost like these lights are opening and they become the portal, like there are mini portals in the body, and it's not chakras. It's not the same. It's something different. It's kind of like a conglomeration or a gathering of a bunch of cells in those areas that seem to be more susceptible to an opening to receive and direct more light. So once those portals open, it's as if whatever it is that you're choosing, wherever it is that you're connecting to or transporting, the light where you're from, wherever we're from, the planets, the multiverse, the wherever our fragments of our soul and our light have come from, it's as if it directly connects to that. And so what that brings me to here in our conversation is just to go, hey, everything that you've been talking about in terms of this is the lifetime. This is the place where we are here to integrate everything. It's as if when we allow that light to just open up in whatever way, and those portals to open up within ourselves, we are calling those aspects in. We are calling all of those other light sources, light aspects into here. And then what that looks like, even though I wasn't, this morning's meditation, for example, you guys reached so many people with that. It's like those, what are they called? Those power stations are everywhere lighting up, and you are those power stations, but it's directly in the body of yourself. And there's this guy, what's his name? I actually looked his name. I wanted to give you the reference for this because I think it's really fascinating. His name is Dr. Fritz. Let me read this. Dr. Fritz Albert Popp. Well, I'll read this out. This is from it's called Subtle Energy. And I was looking for some sort of evidence of what the photonic field, how important it is in our biology right now, and what it means on a biological level to actually access that. So for those who think they're not great at meditation, or for those people who they don't feel like they're there yet with meditation, you don't necessarily have to be. It's just to know this. While contemporary science tends to focus on the chemical transactions between cells, Froelich found that there's an underlying communication occurring that is more subtle than chemistry and even more subtle than electromagnetism. Our cells produce biomolecules, and these biomolecules have been found both to receive and emit electromagnetic vibrational energy through quantized packets of light called biophotons. And so, this is really cool. And when I was running a masterclass on exactly how we receive sound and light and how we can use that just to amplify our energy. And then I found this, which is really cool. It's actually shown that our DNA has also been seen to transmit and receive biophotons. Perhaps you and I know this is true, but in science, they're a little bit more close. Perhaps giving DNA control over other chemical processes within a cell, whereby the cell communicates through something called chromatin, which is designed to receive photons and send them. So I think we've talked about this before, about your light body and how important that is, but really everything that's just said, there's a direct biophoton transaction popping in and out of the quantum realm, continuously streaming between each and every one of our body cells. I think that's so exciting that they've actually acknowledged that. It's so exciting.
It is.
And so if we use our light body, and the more we work at a light body level, right, like the meditation you did this morning, and the more we expand on that, directly communicating and telling our light body or receiving information, healing things at a light body level, it's in the field. It will tell our DNA what to do. It will continuously feed our DNA. And I'm seeing that in sessions when I've got people, even on my quantum mats here, like they're like these little pockets of, like, in their joints, they're like these pockets just going. It's kind of like an egg. You know how when you have a hard-boiled egg and you crack it and it explodes. Let's say it's like runny on the inside and it starts to explode. It's like that light coming through the hard shell of our skin, or if we had an armor, and it's kind of like piercing out, like, and shining through, and it's actually happening. I've never seen it so much as I have in the last, let's say, 2 or 3 months.
Wow, that's mind-blowing. Isn't it amazing how modern day science is proving ancient metaphysical knowledge through all these experiments? Our DNA being a transmitter and receiver of information, right, of frequencies, biophotonic energy. We ourselves are biophotonic energy. It's all making sense now.
It's beautiful.
It is.
And it's even like it's linked to obviously the protein. Like, you're a bodybuilder, you know what it takes to build muscle, you know what it takes, what kind of nutrition. You're an expert at it because you've just mastered the physical realm on that level yourself. So you would know, like, what you would probably need to do if you needed to gain a couple of pounds, lose a couple of pounds, or you'd probably know exactly what you need. Is that right?
Absolutely, yes. I know how to tweak my body pretty much to the T, because I know my body very, very well. I have a beautiful relationship with my body and all my cells, and I've established that over the years through trial and error, of course.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And it's that kind of relationship when you recognize and you have that relationship with the protein that you are, and also the protein that you take, and then the particles, like what we read here, the chromatin, which is specifically designed to send and receive photons. Like, you have that. Once you've worked with the body so much, you can see it, you can realize it, and then integrate it further. And it's kind of like the same what I see in the physical body and the patterns that show up, and how quickly we can accelerate that through it. It's not rocket science or brain surgery, and it's really kind of simple, isn't it? And we've got these 3 ingredients, which, the golden rule of 3, and the golden mean, the golden rule, the Trinity, whichever way you want to look at it. You've got your vibration, you've got your sound, you've got your light, and like those 3 things, whether we see or hear them, are the ingredients to any kind of transformation, the almighty transformation we could possibly fathom.
Well, yeah, I mean, those are the 3 different, the 3 first ingredients that give birth to all physical matter: time, space, reality, as we know it. But it all starts with sound. The sound then leads to the frequency, and the frequency gives off the light, and the light molds things into matter. I mean, I think those are the stages. From where it goes from the unmanifest, right, from the world of pure spirit or pure consciousness, to the materialization of that pure spirit of pure consciousness, which is really an extension of what already was.
It's
And
just
that's what we are. Yeah.
it's phenomenal and it's amazing. And I think, what could we say to, because I guess I work with, I would say the beingness, somebody's like body, their brain, their being, their business, which is really their beingness, in integrating that. There's so many still struggling on a very physiological level with, they haven't yet gotten to that level of friendship like you do with your body. They haven't yet gotten to that level of, I really love my body and we are great buddies and we know how to do life together. We know how to go out together. I kind of like to treat it like a date, I'd like to treat my body as a date. Oh, I'm just going to love it and give it what it needs and wants. What would you say to those who don't have a nice relationship yet with their body and they're really wanting one, but they have that love-hate thing going on?
Well, in order to cultivate a proper, healthy relationship with your body, you first have to understand that your body is just the most densest aspect of yourself. You have other parts of yourselves that are non-physical. You have to acknowledge your etheric double, your astral body, your causal body, your mental body, your light body, which in turn is broken up into different layers. And then once you understand yourself as a whole, which is a multidimensional being, only perceiving the outer layer, which is your physical form, then you can begin to establish a relationship with your physical body, because it all starts in the ethers. Even when it comes to physical illness, it all ripples first in the etheric body before it manifests in the physical body. So whether it is through the emotional, through what is called the astral body, or whether it is through the causal body, that the disease first begins in that part of yourself that you cannot see before it manifests in that physical. So if you want ultimate health, it all starts with what? With your thoughts. It all starts with how you feel every morning when you wake up. Your thoughts, your emotions are constantly programming your genetics. It's called gene regulation. And I believe it was Dr. Joe Dispenza who proved that. That's why I love the work of all these different pioneers in cutting edge science, who are actually, all they're doing is confirming and validating what the ancient mystics already knew.
Exactly. Exactly.
So if you want to establish a perfect relationship with your body, where you are in constant communication with what you need, what you don't need, you have to first acknowledge the unseen parts of yourself, and then once you establish that through meditation, through whatever spiritual practice you choose to do, then you can begin to communicate with yourselves as well.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I think what really stood out when you said that was the unseen. And, it's the unseen world that, science is only just catching up with showing us to the seen eye. Now we've got cymatics and other things like that can really show energy moving. You've seen the sand on a drum or the sand on a plate, and that moving just with particular frequencies and sound when you turn it up and down. So we've spent so much time trying to prove this, yet mystics and energy people have known this for eons, right?
Exactly. Yes.
So what's it going to take, right? What's it going to take? I think everyone who's listening to this channel, we're all on the same page. We're preaching to the converted. We're not, it's you guys are all basically there, but I just love the way that, you put it in, acknowledge the unseen. And
you have to,
let me echo that. Ismael said, just echoing what he said, is just exactly, acknowledge the unseen and allow all those subtle bodies and all of those other parts of yourself to come along for the journey, even if you don't know what they are. Because some people go, oh, but I don't know, I don't see that, I'm not a practitioner, or I don't know what you starseeds see. It actually, we've got a couple, it actually doesn't matter, because even if you were just to say, to the parts of me known and unknown, seen and unseen, I choose to ascend or to become best friends or take myself to the golden age, or I choose this timeline, and I choose the timeline where me and my body are the best buddies that we've ever been. And that's all. It can be really simple. It doesn't have to be techie. It doesn't have to be any jargon. Because I get a lot of people feeling like there's sometimes a bit of a spiritual or an energetic, like not a hierarchy, but they might think, oh, I don't know all that technical information, or I don't know what planet I come from, or I don't know. It's like, you don't have to know. You can just choose as the authority, as the I am. And when you say that I am, that voice, when you put sound, back it up with the I am, there's ultimately that light is going to be shone into the world and back up like you on a stage with whatever it is that you declare.
Yes, remembering.
Sorry, go ahead.
Remembering, I just wanted to say, remembering that your voice has power. What you speak, not just what you think or feel, but your thoughts, your speech. What do you tell yourself? You know, there's a lot of self-talk, a lot of self-chat going on in our heads throughout the day, whether we are conscious of it or not. Be in control of that self-chat. Are you telling yourself, I could do anything? You know, are you telling yourself, the world is my world to mold? You know, I am the captain of my ship. Nobody controls my circumstances but me. Are you giving yourself that chat, or are you allowing your mind to take over? You know, you have to be in control of your thoughts, because if you're not, then how can you even establish a relationship with your body if you don't have the mind in check? It all starts first with the invincible parts of yourself. You know,
I love it. You're
before
actually
you could go ahead.
No, before you could, you were going to say?
Oh, no, I just wanted to say that, you know, there's power in words, there's power in self-talk, and then there's power in what we think throughout the day, and of course, in how we feel.
Kind of like there's parts of me that just want to break out in song when you speak, because like you're all the key words that you're saying are actually titles of songs, like Invincible. I've got a title of a song called Invincible, and all the choruses are coming to me as we speak. So it's just, I wanted to go through, let me just go back up, and we've got a couple of questions here. We're going to address karma for sure. Hold on, cancel. And some great questions here. Let me just go to the top. So let me just really recap. You know, for now, we've got some great insights around integrating your light and recognizing the pockets of light, the photons. We've talked about how the photons they're actually a light, kind of like this ring light. I'm going to show you. See this ring light? You guys have probably seen a ring light before, right? You've got a ring light. So that's the kind of light that you actually see. And I've seen it on dark field blood analysis, because I used to do that for clients with the little blood cells on a little plate. That's the kind of ring of light that you can actually see, which is the photon field around a cell. And that directly, from what I read before, is what instructs your DNA what to do. So the more you feed your light body and everything we've just talked about with Ismael, with information into its field that you choose, not the unconscious background, lower vibration, doubt, or whatever it is you got going on, the more you put that conscious thought into the light field. And you could even say, I am pure, divine, perfect health, or I am ascended self, whatever you want to say. See the color of what that is. And you could inject that color into that field. You could see that you make it up. There is no right or wrong to this. There is only the way you as the master, you as the prime creator, you as creator.
Yeah, put it to the test. You know, if you guys want to put this to the test, wake up every morning and say, I am healthy. I am full of energy. I am vibrant. I am abundant. I am joy. I am peace. And just say that every morning when you get up, and see how your day goes. It's like you're setting your sail, you know, for the day by what you say.
And we'll do a short little sound. Like by the time we finish, we can do a collective little sound together, which can kind of really bring that through. I think everyone's really as well vibed up already from the amazing meditation you did this morning with Mina and crew and Natalie and everyone else, Ruben, who is on. Let me go back to the question. So we got a question here. What's this?
I heard that we completely raised the Schumann resonance to the point where a few volcanoes were erupting.
Yes.
So that's how effective these meditations are.
Okay, we have got, I saw one here. No, okay, we've already addressed that, Schumann. Thank you for that question. That has been answered. The Schumann resonance. We've also got another question around, I eager to know what's going on with, somebody's talking about heart palpitations and dizziness, or waking up at 3. Like that can be very personal question, but is there anything that you've noticed there, Ismael, for others who've had similar experiences?
Well, heart palpitations, That could be multiple things. It could mean that your higher heart chakra, which is your thymus gland, is activating, which is in between your throat chakra and your heart, right here. So it's like right here. So it's in your upper chest. So that explains why you're feeling that. There are so many physical symptoms that are associated with the transformation or the mutation that is taking place at a cellular level. Definitely waking up in the middle of the night and not being able to go back to sleep for a couple of hours is a sign that your body is trying to adapt to the new energies, to the new frequencies that are now bombarding the earth via the pulse.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, if you're feeling heart pain, if you're feeling chest palpitations or heart palpitations, chest pain, back pain, tiredness throughout the day, it does take a lot of energy. It's really your body is going through some major upgrades at this time, and so those are all they're going to all bypass. They're all going to come to pass. It's not like they're going to be here forever. So they're just temporary ascension symptoms, rather. Remember, guys, we are about to transform. We've been in a cocoon state for quite some time now, from these, caterpillars, and soon we're going to be flying like butterflies once we achieve the full transformation of the new species.
Absolutely. That was a great answer. Thank you for that, Ishmael. I appreciate that. I've got somebody asking me a question about, what's that? Anikiko, how does the quantum mat at your session assist with light activation? Oh, hang on, light activation, meditation, well-being, or DNA activation. Okay. Yeah, there's a few people on here who might have one of the healing mats, one of the quantum biomats. I don't know if you know, Ishmael, but I have these beds which have been calibrated and I guess alchemized to create a particular result. But somebody's asking about the light. So since we're talking about light, you have different forms of light. You have far and near infrared. And again, there's certain light that you can see and there's certain light that you cannot see. The infrared is something that you cannot always see, and it comes in nanometers, and you have medical grade, certain which can be, I think, 1,000 and above. And that basically sends light into your body, and it assists with cell reoxygenation. So anyone can get sort of light beds and those sort of things. What we've done in ours is, because we've use them in a way that we use them with Metatron's cube, and we embed them into a scalar frequency and quantum field. What we do with our beds is that it's literally was downloaded these 8 specific ingredients that needed to make these beds, which accentuate and amplify your intention when you're on it. So along with the light that goes into your cells, it does DNA detox, and that has been seen and shown that after say 20 minutes using the light, the dark field blood analysis shows cells and that light around the cells being intact. It also uses the scalar field and 8 other ingredients that make the thing work in the way that it does. And so I find it fascinating, but you can use light in many ways. Now, that is obviously a product or something that people can have in their home, and it helps oxygenate, detox, and keep them in their quantum state and their field, and amplifies whatever choice they had. But at the same time, for people who don't have funds or whatever, they're not in a space to get anything. And I don't believe you actually need anything externally. So let me say that, number one, I don't believe you need anything externally to heal yourself, right? Number one, you are the activator of everything. However, it is your choice if you're going to go and eat McDonald's or if you're going to go and eat a good organic meal. And so even though they are external things we put into our body, we still have a choice to use or buy or eat or consume higher vibrational products or things, or lower vibrational ones. So that's within your choice. Yeah. I really want to make that clear, because I don't believe there can be a lot of new age selling or new age, I don't know what you want to call it, Ishmael. How there's some, I don't know. I've seen
new age propaganda.
Yeah, something like that. I just don't want to necessarily buy into that or have that. Number one, you'll find that people in this space that we're in, they're going to have amazing books which are going to activate you, like Ishmael's. They're going to have amazing products or something, or those beautiful pyramids or grids or whatever they sell, and they're all high vibrational conscious products. And I really believe, we're here to all support each other in what our divine message or mission is. So, you're just going to get or buy whatever it is that you most resonate with. So, there's a lot of need-based sort of selling and marketing. And because I work with a lot of businesses, for example, I don't, there's this all FOMO stuff. There's not enough. I've got the last one and all that. All of that is there to buy into the darker stuff, to buy into you don't have enough, you're not enough, and you need my thing to get to where you want to go. The moment somebody says that to you, I'm like, delete, right? Because it's not the truth. And so the first thing I want to say, if whatever it is that I do or that Ismael or anyone out there does, if it actually resonates with you and you're like, oh my goodness, I must have that thing, then actually, Natalie from Divine Transmissions, beautiful Natalie, she actually contacted me after, we got to know, so we did a few things together, Ismael, and she's like, I know I needed to get something infrared from Australia and I wanted something 2 years ago, but they told me not to get it. And I was just like, she goes, and then I met you and I needed to, so she actually got one and she's using it. So it's interesting how you just need to really listen to yourself and know what speaks to you and what doesn't, because it doesn't matter what it is. If your soul says, I must have that book, or must have, it's because there's a message in there for you that is remembrance of who you are. So I just did want to make that point about whatever people decide to get and don't get. But yeah, those links are all on my my Insta profile if anyone's interested in anything or wants more info. We've got another question. Did you see another one there, Ismael? I thought I did, but I'm just looking for it.
I don't have my glasses on.
Okay, let me scroll. Is there the karma question? We talked about also there is karma and past lives. Ismael, would you like to address that one? What about when we accelerate and excel, what about past lives and karma? I know you've talked about this a lot before in previous interviews, but is there something you want to say in today's?
Well, I think for the most part, the starseeds, which are the older souls, have already cleared up most of their karma, and they just kind of return just to help Mother Earth. And according to Dolores Cannon, we don't incur any new karma, but I believe that because we are bounded by universal laws and principles, that as long as we embody in the third dimension, there is still a sense of what's the word I'm looking for? Accountability. You still have to be accountable, whether you do, bad things or good things. You have to be aware that there are universal laws. What you do comes back to you tenfold. Even if you're an old soul or a young soul, it doesn't matter. Even if you've already ascended and completed this whole thing in a prior creation or in a different universe, if you are down here in physical form, you are bounded by the laws of karma. And so it's very important to pay attention to your daily deeds and, how you treat others always.
And one of the other things with that is like, if you let's just say, I was saying this to someone the other day, let's just say you're trying to cross the road, and people are feeling like they need to do a lot of past life work or karma work just to, move forward. And how do they, if they don't know it, how do they deal with it? I'm like, well, let's just use a simple example. You wanted to go from A to B, cross the road, whether it's build a business, write a book, cross the road, find a relationship or get into a relationship, whatever it is. Just take the step forward, and any resistance or any past stuff or any blocks that you have, they will show up if they need to be cleared on the way to the very thing that you want to create. So we don't necessarily need to go back and search for all that stuff or drag it up or bring it all up. It is there. It's part of our consciousness, part of ourselves, part of our history. But the moment your now body, your now being goes, I'm inspired, passionate about delivering this or doing that, anything that is holding you back or that is a trauma memory or whatever, it will show up, and you just keep taking that step forward, and you will have the tools, the energy, whatever you need to do just to go right, resolve, dissolve, transform, transmute it, and requalify the energy back into my field. so I can keep doing on that which I focus on. So it doesn't have to get like so complicated, you know, for anyone, basically. Whatever is in the way will show up, so you don't have to go and look for it. Some people spend a lot of time just really looking for that stuff and living in those other aspects, but the aspect that is actually right here is like you and I right now, is what we're doing right now, is honoring everything in this moment. So
yeah, and seeing everything as a lesson in life, you know, obstacles, challenges, don't see them as negative things. See them as hurdles. No, not as hurdles, but as a way to become stronger and more whole. You know, there are no such things as a bad obstacle. I think all our challenges are there to in a way refine us and make us greater, stronger.
What do you think, Ishmael, is going to be happening over the next let's say month or two? Like, I feel like this is really key, like everything that crescendo, they were in a crescendo like right now. I can feel it in my own body. I see it in clients, I see it in the other starseeds that I speak to. What do you think is going on over the next 2 or 3 months?
It has a lot to do with the financial system. A huge transition in the way we do finances is coming. So not necessarily a bad thing, you know, because we do have the Earth Alliance, who is going to implement a better currency that's going to benefit humanity. So, you know, make sure that you are vibrating in the proper timeline so that you could reap the benefits of the new financial system that is going to bring everyone out of poverty. Everyone. I mean, everyone.
100%.
Yeah.
When a while ago when we first started speaking, you mentioned diamond DNA, and since I actually it was your words specifically that triggered me actually seeing that in my cells. It was just bizarre. And since then, when I do meditations or when I've seen images of these pockets and portals of light I've been talking about in clients, it's literally seeing those diamonds, multi-phase diamonds, just opening up, but with a beautiful lining of gold. And so as we step into the golden frequency, the golden age, and allow yourself to elevate, expand, ascend, I would encourage, or just to allow yourself to own and claim your gold rights, your golden prosperity, because it's in every one of us. And when they've talked about gold in the world, when they've talked about how much, you know, gold has been hidden and all of that kind of stuff, it's literally about claiming back your own golden value. So I think that's we can do that with the diamond activation and that golden light. I absolutely see that coming through.
Yeah, definitely something positive is brewing.
Exciting. So,
because, you know, there is a positive timeline, right? That is already in trajectory. So only good things are going to be happening for those that are on that time.
Yeah, exactly. So it's important to actually choose the timeline. There's actually multiple timelines, and if you don't choose the timeline, you will revert to like a default program, and you don't want to do that. You want to absolutely go, this is the timeline that I choose, and keep refocusing your energy on that. Shall we amplify and integrate a little bit more light, or the portals of light within our own bodies, and accentuate them, magnify them, amplify them? I mean, you've done a lot of that this morning in today's meditation, but would you like to do that today? Or is there anything else you want to mention today, Ishmael, before we slowly wrap up?
Just to remind everybody that we are portals, you know. Before the solar flash takes place, we have to become the singular light, collapsing all our 7 chakras into pure white light. And I think that's what's going to open up the first portal, because according to the secret prophecies, there are a few individuals on the planet who are going to, like a domino effect, kickstart that. They're going to be the first portals to open up, and then in turn, it's going to activate others. That's going to open up other portals, and then that in turn is going to signal the solar flash. So yeah, just remember that we are also portals, and that's the theme of our conversation this evening.
We are
that we are portals.
We are the portals. So I think the intention that we are going to do, and I think it's going to reflect, it's going to add on to those of you who've already been on today's meditation. We just want to build on that already, and also just add on in terms of a reflection of some of the things that I've seen in the physical bodies. One way I want to give those a physical exercise that they could do. Oh, Scott, I've just got my cat here, and he's always all over me. He kind of like he hogs my lap every time, and especially when I'm recording, you can hear his and see his little paw, and people are like, "What's that sound?" So there's a position that I don't know if you can all get into. You don't have to now, but this is for your future. Any practice. Anyone who knows a bit of yoga and the eagle pose in yoga, it actually accesses 9 joints, and they're like 9 gateways in the body. So it's it can cause the joints are the place where also there can be crystalline energy that hides, and also crystallization of salt and pain and rheumatoid and arthritis and other physical problems. So the joints is where we tend to take a lot of slack and absorb shock in our bodies, which, this is funny, it's in the joints where things are hidden. And metaphorically speaking, it's in the shadow and in the dark stuff that we most want to avoid and don't go. And so the more light we can bring to that area or that shadow is where the greatest power is. So they've hidden our greatest power in our greatest pain. And it's funny, right, that the joints is where many people experience a lot of pain. So one of the activation things that anyone can do is really get into that. You don't have to do it now, but I'll show you. The yoga pose is literally the eagle pose is, putting one hand over the other, doing this, getting that joint in a knot, and then as well getting the leg. I can't show it to you right now, but getting the leg over. I'd like to show you, but kind of getting the leg. Nah, I'm not going to try to show you because the camera doesn't go that far, but getting the leg over the other. Anyway, look up the eagle pose in yoga and you will know what I'm talking about there. And you literally just hold that pose because it can be a point of really squeezing the circulation back in through the joints and activating those points. And when you're doing that, you can put the tongue to the roof of your head, and that accesses that cosmic orbit in breathing. Tongue to the roof of your head. You just breathe and you hold that point, and you just imagine yourself bringing a lot of light into that. We don't have to do all that now. We're going to do a little thing with a little couple of minute meditation with Ismael, but that is a physical thing and a physiological thing that you can do to actually give that release to that joints and see that diamond light, see that golden light, see the stuff leaving. And the intention could simply be anything that is at the level of my joints that I'm still holding, any past life, any fear, any old crystallized frozen stuff is obliterated right now. And that literally is going to open up and break the hard shell of what you're sitting in. So that's my little physical tip for people. And let's
thank you for sharing.
Oh, no worries, Ismael. It's just so fascinating that it all comes together in that little metaphor of it, just activating 9 joints, 9 gateways, and bringing it all into one light. I'm just going to muscle test a couple of things. There's a few for the group. Where are we? We're overall in expansion. I'm going to go on what you guys have done in the meditation. The expansion, if I test 0 to 10, 20, 30, 40, you're in amazing expansion. Like the collective, or those who are tuning in, they're at 90% expansion, which is beautiful. The contraction is actually 0%. That's perfect. So normally when we're in contraction, we're in fear or something holding us back, but this beautiful expansion, what you did today with the collective was phenomenal. What's actually wanting to be amplified? So we're going from good to great. We're going from great to even greater, and that's the best place to work. So we're going mental. We're actually expanding. What do you think, Ismael, would be the most empowering or powerful mental belief or thought we could give the collective today for what we're about to do, because it's mental level that needs to be we don't need to clear anything past life, we don't need to clear any beliefs, we don't need to do anything like spiritual, we don't need to even shift any emotions. There's no fear or anger. I'm just checking the emotions. 0 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. Look, people are in deep appreciation. So again, when you go from great to greater, what would be the most amplified or thing that we could inject into this sound and amplification? What do you want to do?
Gratitude.
Yeah, nice. I like it.
Gratitude.
And gratitude. And I'm going to put a second word that muscle test. The second word is vision. So I'm actually using my lucid chart that people have seen before, but I'm going into vision, and that vision. So let's combine those two things together. Deep gratitude for the vision of what you choose to see in the world we're creating. How's that feel?
Perfect.
Okay, I'm going to bring some sounds into this. Which tune voice? I'm going to bring out a little. I'll probably do a vocal sound as well. I'll just see which of the. Again, it's 3 sounds today. Usually it's only 2 tuning forks that come up, but today it's actually 3. Is it this one, this one, this one? All right. This one. And do we need any essence with that? No, we just need sound. So it's a sound that's going to activate all of this. So, all right. Would you like to begin? Or would you like me to begin? Or what would you like to do, Ismael?
Let's have you begin.
All right. So calling to the divine, our divine I am presence, our causal body, and our Christ consciousness body. We send divine love, divine gratitude. I am divine love. I am divine gratitude. As all information that is passed, experiences that is passed in today's meditation, in today's conversation, specifically amplifying divine gratitude and divine vision for each and every one witnessing this, experiencing this, to bring their divine vision, their divine truth, their divine power, their divine gratitude into every breath, every step, every breath, every step, every exchange, every deed, every thought, into every emotion, never seeing it again as good or bad, black or white, duality on any level, only seeing it as perfect divine perfection and perfect divine gratitude, as an experience, an opportunity, a lesson. Breathing in and breathing out, and just allowing this sound in this moment to amplify the vision that you hold right now. See that vision, whatever that vision is for you right now. See it for yourself, for your community, for the earth, Divine Mother. And as you expand that vision, allow the sound, whether you hear it or not, due to compression of sound, whether you hear this or not, just allow the sound or the frequency that is being created right now to amplify your vision. Honor and acknowledging the interdimensional, the intergalactic, the multidimensional, the expansive. Every being that has chosen, that has deeded, contracted to assist in our ascension into the golden age, into deeper gratitude, into deeper appreciation, into divine truth, power, into the divine truth within our heart. You recognize the portals in you. The portal is you. I am the divine portal. I am the source of the light. I am divine creator. I am the awakened one. I am the light. I am the code. I am divine remembrance. Seeing the diamond sparks within you. Silver lining of golden light. Amplifying you, your vision, and your mission. And so it is.
And so it is.
Ismael, would you like to add your piece?
Yes. I am a child of the divine. I am a child of light. I am both the created and the creator. I am you and you are me. I am everything and everything is me. We are everything and everything is us. There is no separation, but just different perspectives and expressions. We are. I am. We are. The many and the one and the many. So be it.
Hmm. Wow, that was really beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Anikiko, for joining me tonight. And I also want to thank everyone on the live, on the Zoom. Are we live on the Zoom as well?
Yeah, I'm not sure that the live went to YouTube, but I have the recording, so we'll post it. But if it is live, then I appreciate you, and I didn't answer any questions from YouTube today.
Thank you, Soul Tribe, for being here on Instagram this evening. And thank you guys for those that participated in our meditation this afternoon. Thank you for being here as well.
Divine gratitude. And let your light shine. Let your light shine. The darkness cannot touch you. The darkness cannot create light, right? It cannot at all. It can
But
only
yet, at the same time, light could dissipate darkness.
100%.
Always.
Always.
So we originated in light and we shall return to light. Because even matter is the lowest condensed form of light.
Mm-hmm.
There's a saying that says matter is light at a vibrating at a very low frequency, and light is matter vibrating at a very high frequency.
I love it's so true. It makes sense in mechanic in the physics of it, 100%.
Quantum mechanics, yeah.
But 100%, it makes sense. That's beautiful.
All right, so let's sign off. Thank you everyone for joining us. I hope you guys got a lot of beautiful transmissions
Yes, and
through this meditation.
And I have recorded it, so we'll post it on Ishmael's YouTube or my YouTube. You'll see it. He will get it. Great. And I think when we finish, all you need to do is add me as a collaborator. Is that right? Do you know how to do that, Ishmael? Because I'm not sure, but I think you do, right?
I do. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
Yeah, that's
sure.
amazing. Have a wonderful day, and you are bliss.
You are blessed, and everyone here is blessed.
Indeed.
We are blessed. Instead of let's stop referring to the I am, and let's refer to the we are.
I like that.
We are.
I like that. We are bliss. We are bliss.
We are bliss. Exactly. We are one.
We are one, and we are bliss. I had a great insight about bless and bliss, and and this came from actually Lena from Power, Passion, Freedom, and she said she noticed the word bless as be a less, and one of the things that was sort of, I guess, taught through sometimes religion, was one of the words that got changed. It used to be bliss. And there's a lot of words have been changed, and that's the power in the words. Just by changing one letter, it actually starts to bring energy back into the dark. So every time I pick up on a word or learn about something or the origin of a word, try to consciously start to use it. And for me, everyone has their own choice, but for me, I started to convert be less to bliss. We are bliss. So just picked up a little things like that along the way, and it does make it useful. And we use words so much, and they're putting our energy and our light into the field. So
I agree.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave with this statement. We are the golden race that is precipitating the golden age. The golden race.
Agreed.
As prophesied.
Agreed. And so it is. It is done. It is done. It is done. Speak to you soon.
So be it.
So be it.
Bye, Anikiko.
Bye.
And bye, Soul Tribe.